Hey there, Point Pleasant, and happy Friday. Welcome to another episode of the Ocean Star Sports Show. I'm your host, sports reporter, Dominic Polio. I've got 3 highlights for you guys today, and we're just going to get right into it with Point Borough Softball, who hosted Lakewood in the rain last Friday. They picked up the win, and I got some highlights for you, so let's see how it played out. It was a rainy afternoon last Friday, but that did not stop the Point Borough softball team from picking up a win against the Lakewood Piners. The Panthers won in 5 innings, 15-1. With Borough's first at-bat, leadoff hitter Danny Payton smacked a double to center field. Maeve McKeon then grounded out to second, but Payton worked her way to third with a heads-up play. Lakewood's throw was off target, and Payton then scored the first run of the game. Olivia Youngman tacked on another Borough run with a sacrifice fly to center before the Piners were able to secure the third out. Lakewood then scored their only run of the contest. Melissa Alfonso tried to catch a runner stealing third, but her throw sailed high, and Lakewood rounded third and made it safely home. The run did not play too much of a factor as Sam Manillo ended the side with a strikeout. In the bottom of the second, Borough picked up 4 more runs. The Panthers put 2 runners on base with 2 consecutive singles. Then Payton grounded out to second, scoring a run. After adding 1 more runner on base, Alfonso stepped up to bat. She cranked a long ball all the way to the center field fence for a double and 2 runs. Then again, it was Youngman with an RBI, this time a fly ball to the left field fence. The rally ended briefly, but Borough kept Lakewood at bay with smart and strong defense. In the third inning was when the Panthers ran away with the game, though, scoring 7 additional runs. A couple walks loaded the bases and scored a run before Maeve McKeon put her bat on the ball. She ripped a line drive up the middle that pleaded 2 more runs for Borough. Then it was hit after hit for the Panthers as they cruised their way to the 15-1 win in only 5 innings. And there you have it, folks. A nice win for the Point Borough softball team, who struggled earlier in this season but has come along nicely as this year goes on. Now we're going to switch over to Point Borough baseball. They hosted Barnegat in the 3rd meeting of the 2 teams this season. Unfortunately, Borough did not get the win, but it was a great game from start to finish. It came down to the final inning, so you'll want to watch the highlight and see how it all played out. It was an Ocean County tournament game, and Barnegat moved on. The Point Borough baseball team was handed their first loss of the season in a game against Barnegat on Monday. It was the quarterfinals round of the Ocean County tournament, and Barnegat beat the Panthers 4-3. The game featured its fair share of strong defense and pitching, and the first run did not score until the 4th inning. On this bunt, the throw to first missed its mark, and a Bengal runner made it safely home. Then, later in the same inning, Barnegat capitalized on a passed ball. They scored 2 runs as this bizarre play unfolded, and Borough could not get a hold of the baseball. The Panthers eventually closed out the side and got some momentum going in the bottom of the inning. They put 2 runners on base, and with only 1 out, looked to be in a good spot to score some runs. Unfortunately, the Panthers' momentum was quickly sucked away on a missed call from the ump. A pop fly from Justin Rafey goes through the glove of pitcher Jerry Caxco and rolls its way out of play, but the ump never made the call. The ball was ruled in play, and Rafey was called out. Barnegat then secured the 3rd out to keep Borough at 0. The Bengals went on to add another run in the 5th inning for a 4-0 lead, and threatened to score more with the bases loaded. But Josiah Glidden fanned one batter, and Frankie Graziano caught a fly ball in center to close out the side without any more damage. In the bottom of the inning, it was Graziano who absolutely murdered the ball, sending a laser over the left field fence for a 2-run homer. Mike Falconetti followed up with a double to right field, and then it was Thomas Paul who smacked an RBI single to pull Borough within 1 run. Beat it! Yes! Yes! The inning ended on a double play, but the game was only getting started. In the 6th inning, Barnegat's outfield pulled down a couple big catches to keep Borough from scoring, and the game remained 4-3 into the 7th. In the top of the inning, Barnegat was looking to increase their lead, but a strong play at the plate from Rafi saved a run. Then Rossi struck out a batter, and Burrow had one last chance to win the game. They managed to load the bases with only one out, but Caxco came up big for Barnegat. This senior struck out two batters to close out the game and hand Burrow their first loss of the season, 4-3. While one play does not make or break a game, it was a tough call for the Panthers to have to swallow. They had a couple other chances to score and were not able to capitalize, but the Panthers are a resilient bunch, and I'm sure they will bounce back in the coming weeks and now set their minds on future tournaments. We're going to switch over from Point Borough baseball to the Point Borough girls lacrosse team, who celebrated their 6 seniors on senior night in a game against Ranney School on Tuesday. It was another game in the rain, but it was well worth the watch. Let's see how Point Borough celebrated their 6 seniors. The Point Borough girls lacrosse team cashed in a big win against Ranney School in Tuesday's senior night matchup. The black and gold took the contest 17-8 after a close first half. Out of the gate, it was all Burrow with 7 straight goals. Kira McNamara hit the net first, and then it was Haley Hammerhand who pulled down a high pass in the middle before dropping it in goal. Then the seniors got in on the action. Here's Lauren Onembo, who blasts one into the upper corner. Then Onembo dishes to Allegra Drimkowski, who took on all of Ranney's defenders and still scored. Burrow's next goal was a nice play off a free position start. Sydney Beal to wide open Lucy Lamanna. No trouble putting that one past the goalie. Beal had a score of her own shortly after, and then it was a nice combo from Hammerhand to Beal to McNamara, who splits 3 Ranney defenders and lays it in with the left-handed strike. But here comes Ranney. Isabella Heckler scored 2 goals in a row in similar fashion to get her team on the board. Hammerhand was the one who answered for Burrow with her second goal of the game. Then a nice senior combo from Bella Polding to Onembo results in another Burrow score. But Heckler could not be stopped. She accounted for 3 more consecutive goals to pull Ranney within 4 points of Burrow. Polding created a little breathing room for Burrow, but then Ranney rallied again. They tallied another 3 goals and only trailed by 2 scores, 10-8. But a minute before the end of the half, it was Onembo who scored her hat trick. Watch as she smoothly works her way by multiple Ranney defenders before ripping a hard shot for the goal. Then it was Drimkowski who covered the majority of the field before hitting the back of the net, giving the Panthers a 12-8 halftime lead. The second half was a little bit slower, but Burrow still managed scores. The first was the dynamic duo of Onembo and McNamara on this play. Then it was Robin Winchester who went in for a goal off a free position to put Burrow ahead 14-8, but Winchester was not done. Seconds later, she deked an opponent and notched another Burrow goal. Off another free position start, it was April Rivera who scored on a hard shot that deflected off a defender's stick. Hammerhand wrapped up the game and a hat trick with one last score for Burrow. The girls continued to keep Ranney scoreless and earned the big win on senior night, 17-8. Ranney gave Burrow a scare in the first half, but that Panther defense really stepped it up and shut them down to take the win, 17-8. A great win on senior night, and a special congratulations to those seniors. You guys have been through a lot to make it this far and earn some great wins in your final season with the Point Borough girls lacrosse team. Now, those are the only highlights I have for you for this week. A lot of rain. But I'll be back again next week, and I hope you'll be back again next week for another episode of the Ocean Star Sports Show. In the meantime, pick up a copy of the Ocean Star newspaper. That's May 6th, 2016, and give that sports section a read. Tell me if you notice anything different. I think I got a couple more pages this week. Got to put some more pictures in, a little more writing. So make sure you take a look. You can follow me on Twitter at Dom Pollio. That's at DOMPOLLIO. Once again, as always, I'd love to thank you guys for stopping by and checking out this show. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. Now, I'm going to see you next week. But in the meantime, signing off for Star News Group, I'm Dominic Polio, wishing you a dry and happy weekend.